So I want to kind of move into the future.
Yeah,
And I know you kind of gave a little hint earlier, but next 12 months, any big
sure.
accomplishments that you're looking to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think like kind of in the immediate future, I've really started to put some emphasis on the need to be more like, video, have more video content on social
Yeah.
media. So within the next few months, I hope to see myself posting more video content on social media. And then maybe from there, I've been doing some social media advertising, just trying to keep business kind of within the Delaware County area, Olentangy markets, which is where I live. I sell everywhere. Obviously, you do too,
Right.
I'm sure. But it'd be great to have a nice focus around, kind of generally where we live. So we've been focusing a lot of social media attention and advertising on that specifically. So hopefully within the next 6 to 9 months, we start maybe seeing a little bit more of a return on that. And then hopefully within a year, like we really do have plans for getting into the investment market. So we really want to buy our first investment property sometime in the next year.
You want to, two questions. What do you think is going to help you start shooting more videos?
So I'm kind of being forced into it because I hired a marketing person to help me.
Good.
And so they're like, hey, I need this, this, and this, and you got to get me that by this date. And so I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I almost need somebody to hold my hand because I'm stuck in like MySpace land.
Yep.
I'm 38. Like 2008 was like the last time I really like learned like the latest and crispest social media techniques. So like the reels and like these TikToks and all this stuff like is definitely foreign. I'm feeling my age on that. So I think it's forcing me to do that. And I'm finally reaching out to some people that are younger to help me.
I love it. I'm right there with you. We chat a little bit, as far as, this podcast, right? Before it was called Agent Spotlight,
Yeah.
I ran into being inconsistent with it,
Right.
brought it back this year, but I brought it back with the idea that I have a digital marketing virtual assistant, and that's who I'm accountable to.
Right.
Every day he's on me for
Who's
a
coming?
template,
Yeah.
yep, a video, doing these, right? So I think you're right. And I think that's where a lot of us struggle. I mean, not just digital marketing or
Right.
video, but
Sure.
leads, open houses,
Absolutely.
hitting your SOI, are you prospecting
Consistency.
today? Not prospecting.
It's hard to get up every single day and force yourself to work. We talk about, Rick, our broker, talks about like just like practicing, like give yourself a week, just do it for a week. Don't overstress yourself. Like, do those things for a few days, see how it feels, see what it does for you, try to practice it, and like, because it is hard. It is hard. And sometimes those no's and the things that bring you down can really bring you down.
Yeah.
And I'm not immune to that either. So, we're all human. And so I think, just any way that you can try to stay engaged is really important. And like, if you have a little bit of marketing dollars, sometimes it is good to invest it in somebody to help keep you on track, like you said.
Have you started doing any videos yet?
So I just made my first reel this weekend, and it's based on my cat. So I'm just practicing low key right now. But my first reel for real estate is going to be, I've got 3 big listings coming up this month, and I'm going to start with those. So I'll tag you in one. I'll be like, look, John, I did it.
I was going to say, when you're comfortable, I'm going to give you a challenge. And when I was in Nashville, this would have been earlier this year. I think April, maybe March, April. Anyways, I was at a conference for virtual assistants, and one of the speakers there challenged everyone to do 30 days Instagram live straight, same time every single day for 30 days. Now, I didn't make it to 30 days, but I made it to like day 24, 25, 26.
What did you talk about, huh?
Anything. So for me, day one, what I did was I went Instagram live, and I ended up you can pull like other people in. So then I brought someone in that I saw that was watching, and then they became live with me. So kind of like broke the ice with me. So
that's cool. So it became like I don't know, like a podcast like this almost.
Yeah, but I think we talked for like, I don't know, 4 minutes.
Right.
Nothing crazy, but it was just breaking the ice. And then it got easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. So
we talked about the practicing something. And that's kind of what I need. I do good with challenges and like small snippets of things and seeing if I can like accomplish that. Because it does get overwhelming, it gets overwhelming to think about it, doing it every day for the rest of your life,
Well, and we all overthink it, right? So for example, I do a clubhouse room in the morning. One of my content pieces is a takeaway from the call, right? Of something within that hour-long conversation. You're around newer agents or new agents all the time. I'm around newer agents, and we deal with questions, and that's our content. We just overthink it. We don't think it's valuable, so that way, so we don't post it, right? So every day you could literally do a content piece. Now, again, depends on if you're targeting buyers, sellers, or agents, right? Depending on what you're looking to do, but you could spin that conversation or that question any way you want, and that becomes a content piece for you. And it doesn't have to be 10 minutes long, 30 minutes long. It could literally, some of my videos are 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Right. Yeah.
So I challenge you that when you get
comfortable or something, some current event, whatever. Yeah. I have a meeting every week, with my mentees. I could bust it out then. I don't know.
Hey, one takeaway, right? So I challenge you to do something.
Thanks, John. I will.
If you need my help with that first one, let me know.
Okay. Sounds good.
On the investment side, are you thinking more buy and hold or flip or?
Yeah, I think so. I think I would like to buy and hold, maybe get a portfolio together for long-term investment, diversification later on down the road.
Yeah. See, like for me, it goes back to like personality. It's so weird. I'm a very patient person, but like buy and holds, it has
I'm not patient. I am not a patient person at all. Like I'm like the second I see something, I want it right then. I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do to get it?
So it's interesting that you like the buy and hold concept. Like for me,
well, it's because I have, but I think it goes back to that question, like what problem am I solving, right? And mine is more of a thinking of like a retirement thing. I'm almost thinking, I'm not thinking of like money in my pocket right now. I'm almost thinking of like, okay, I just want to have an asset later in life, right? So that's kind of the reason I would do it.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, there's no right way, right?
No, and there's a million ways to do it.
One of the things that I'm getting into or starting to get into is Airbnb, and it kind of is both, but a little bit more risky.
But again, a little bit more risky, especially with some of the new legislation that's coming into play, right? Like what will that mean? And could it affect current ones and the existing HOAs that they're in, So it's like, I thought about that. And then I had a conversation with somebody about that. And I was like, right, darn it. So I know I've thought about them all, but who knows what I'll end up doing.
Yeah, no, hey, that's awesome. That's awesome.